Oh, we gotta talk about it. I am going to talk about Obamacare, but that's not the only thing I'm going to talk about. That happens to tie in with this thing that I've been noticing recently that's happening, and it's really ridiculous. Uh, we talk about the bipartisan system and how I recently became libertarian, and as such, it's completely hilarious to look at how funny both sides have to go. It's like that if you're in one of these sides, Republican or Democrat, and stuck on it, it's like you're dead set on a sports team, and no matter how shitty of a decision they make, you have to come up with a reason to support that decision. Instead of expressing your own opinion, you have to formulate opinions to come up with something that supports the party, and that is completely utterly ridiculous. There are about 3 or 4 issues where this big thing happens, and what this big thing is I didn't start it, so why don't you blame the other guy? And somehow that makes the idea better. What I mean is, taking an idea that one party started and continuing it further, and people still don't fucking agree with it, but somehow it's okay because the other guy started it. Kind of like, if you're in school, but he started it, he started it, he started it. And we're going to go through a couple of those issues right now that I've just noticed recently, and it's becoming hilarious because it's happening over and over and over again, like they're reading out of the goddamn playbook. To make a clearer example, let's pick Obamacare because that's the most recent thing right now. So the Supreme Court upheld the constitutionality of Obamacare. So apparently the Supreme Court thinks that it's constitutionally acceptable to force a tax on the people. Force a tax on the people, especially without representation. Taxation, representation. Who's heard about that before? Anyway, a lot of people think it's fucking stupid. In fact, last I heard, it was about 2/3 of the American public did not agree with Obamacare because it's fucking stupid. I personally think it's a complete joke. Anybody who thinks that we need more government to solve our problems is completely fucking retarded, as you can see. Can you even imagine? We are going to have the government run the healthcare now. Try going down to the DMV and having a good experience, okay? And now just imagine that with your healthcare. We're going to have people paying insane amounts of taxes now into a government that can't even handle its own fucking lunch money that it's been given. So, yeah, it's going to be fucking fantastic. And then they always throw this one out there. But are you trying to tell me that those pieces of green paper with dead presidents on there are more important than people's lives and safety? No, what I'm saying is that insurance companies and government-run insurance is not the goddamn answer, quite clearly. The reason that the prices are so ridiculous for healthcare right now are because of insurance. Because you're not paying for your own fucking shit, so you don't care how much money you spend, and the prices will just go through the goddamn roof. If John Stossel had a absolutely excellent comparison for this. Imagine if everybody had grocery insurance. I'm using his exact words. You may have heard this before. Imagine if everybody had grocery insurance. You go to the store and you pay your deductible or whatever, and then you're not paying for the fucking food that you get. So why would you get ground chuck, and why would you get a $5 bottle of wine when if somebody else is paying for it, why not get top sirloin and a bottle of Dom Perignon 53? Why wouldn't you do that? You're not paying for it, so of course people would do that. That's like if you go to the doctor with the sniffles, you'll get these idiots that go into the emergency room because their kid has the sniffles, and when in reality they might need some over-the-counter cold medicine, they'll be getting CT scans and x-rays and all this shit because they're not paying for it. It's interesting how things work out like that. Now, if it was me, I would do the crazy thing and I would let capitalism do its own goddamn job, whereas if we abolished these fucking big ridiculous insurance companies and insurance plans, what would happen is everybody would jump out there and say, but then you wouldn't be able to afford your coverage. The prices are crazy. No, that's not how it works. Prices are crazy because we have the insurance. If we didn't have the insurance and people had to pay with their own money, what would happen is the prices would go down because people would shop around. As it's their own money, people would actually care. They would shop around for the best physicians, and if they're shopping around, this guy would be $10 under this guy, $20 under this guy, $100 under this guy. It would create competitiveness, and creating competitiveness lowers prices. That's just a crazy idea I had, capitalism in action, as instead of the government controlling more shit when they can't even control a quarter of the shit that they have going now. Crazy idea how it is, that strange capitalism and letting the market work for itself. But anyway, what I mentioned there is a lot of people don't like this Obamacare idea, including myself. So somehow these bumbleheads that we have up there in the committee, up there in government, think that it's a good idea to say, oh yeah, well, Romney started it, Romney started it, Romney started it, Romney started it, as if that's justification to make their idea any better. I don't understand, perhaps this is just me and maybe I'm stupid for this, I don't understand how a shitty idea becomes any less shitty because the other administration started it. That's change. Why don't we use this presidential slogan that they use? That is change. Take a shitty idea that I didn't agree with. Well, I'd never even heard about it, this whole Romney care nonsense. That I'd never even heard about, but if I had at the time, I wouldn't have agreed with. But let's take a shitty idea, and if my computer keeps doing that, oh god, I should probably turn on caffeine so it doesn't do that anymore. Look at this, live action shot here. Okay, now it's not going to do that anymore. That is filmmaking in action. Now, what I was saying is, if I heard about the Romney care at the time, I wouldn't have agreed with it. But somehow they think that because the other guy started it, then it's a good idea, or that's justification to continue. That is change we can all believe in. Take a shitty idea that I wouldn't have agreed with at the time and expand on it. Change. That's one, the Obamacare. But they haven't only done that one time recently. It's happened every time. That it seems that this administration's only excuse is, recently at least, is, but the other guy did it, so therefore that's justification for us to do it. Number two, Fast and Furious. Okay, we have Obamacare. Number two, Fast and Furious. Okay, another completely dumbass idea. Apparently George Bush sent over weapons in what his program was called Wide Receiver, and now that Eric Holder got caught doing some shit, similar shit, but not completely similar. It was similar in, I guess they both sent weapons to Mexico, but it was dissimilar in that Eric Holder's thing, when Eric Holder did it, he completely fucked up the entire operation, and it was much larger, and people died, and he didn't do it with the government. So it's different, but still, their justification is Fast and Furious. Oh, were you guys pissed off at Obama now? Bush started it, Bush started it, Bush started it, therefore, it had to be a good idea because Bush started it. Doesn't matter how shitty you guys think it is in the present, the last president, he started it, so therefore, no, not my problem. Last president started, I didn't start it. Again, as that is somehow justification to take a shitty idea, and somehow it's going to get less shitty because the last guy started it. Now, at this point, I'm going to say my feelings on that. I don't give two flying fizzle fucks what the last person did. I thought we were supposed to be judging you on your fucking policies. I don't give a fucking shit what the last fucking person did, because I don't agree with a lot of the shit that the last fuck president did. Because, I'm not the whole bipartisan thing right now. Like I said, now that I'm a libertarian, not that I have these ideas now, it's just that's what I associate myself with now. It's not that these ideas just magically formed, because when I was still a Republican, I didn't agree with a lot of shit Bush did. But seeing it now from a libertarian standpoint, seriously, I don't give a flying fuck. We're not talking about Bush right now, because, again, I don't agree with a lot of shit Bush did anyway. I don't understand how that makes your fucking idea any less shitty because the last guy did it. That's fucking childish and it's moronic. But that's only two. That's Obamacare, and now we've had Fast and Furious. Okay, yes, another issue that they did it on. Another issue. It's like, how many times can you repeat the same goddamn play before people Well, we have a lot of completely fucking ignorant people in this country. But how many times can you make the same play over and over and over and over again before fucking you become so incredibly transparent? It's unbelievable. Another one they did it on was the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, which has an extraordinary amount of unconstitutional shit in it, keeping people detained for, you know, unspecified amounts of time without a trial, due process, all that, you know, little shit defined in the Constitution. An incredibly stupid act. NDA is incredibly fucking stupid, and Obama expanded it. I don't know if he created it, but he vastly expanded it. That's terrible. Terrible for this country. And what play do they come out with again? Bush started it with the Patriot Act! No, Bush started with the Patriot Act! Bush started it. Bush started with the Patriot Act. Therefore, Bush started with the Patriot Act. Therefore, somehow, this idea is less shitty because, Bush started it. But then again, what if I didn't fucking agree with Bush starting it? I don't know how that makes the idea less shitty. Again, how do we take a shitty idea and make it less shitty just because the other guy started it? So unbelievably childish, so unbelievably moronic, and that's what just keeps coming up over and over and over again. And then that's all I hear with fucking Obamacare, this fucking debauchery. Oh, well, you know, you do know that Romney started it. Yeah, well, I do think that Romney's also about as smart as a goddamn baked potato, so who gives a fuck what Romney did? What if I don't believe it? I mean, what if I don't give a flying fuck what Romney started? What if I don't give a flying fuck what Bush started? Why don't we talk about what you guys are doing? Oh my God. That's like, imagine Romney gets elected, and then he pulls some stupid shit. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? Jump out and say, yeah, well, Obama started it, Obama started it, Obama started it. That is exactly probably what he's going to do. Doesn't make it any less goddamn stupid. Your idea does not get any better to me. Maybe I'm one in a million, but to me, your idea does not get any better or any more justified because somebody else started something similar or started the same program. This is fucking stupid. If somebody jumped off a bridge, would you do the same thing? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Anyway, I am, that is my rant there on this stupid-ass politics that we got going on now. I have to go make a Zippo video with some rare Zippos now. That should be interesting. Look out for that here soon enough. And I am out.